How is the profile of the future worker changing? What skills will be most valuable? And how can the board prepare for the future worker?
Yeah, thank you, Annabelle. Work in the future, I believe, is already changing. It's already changing. We already open it in the future yet on the mic, but yes, what I was saying is we're already creeping slowly into the future. We're in the fourth industrial, and some studies assume that we are more or less moving to the fifth industrial revolution with the emergence of AI and it being affordable. There was already AI. AI was something that had been around from, I think, the 60s. So we've been, we already were more or less using AI in a limited way. It was mainly in the military field, but now it's in the commercial field, and it being efficient, it being accessible and affordable is going to change a lot on how we work. And we're already experiencing it. I think a majority of us have used ChatGPT and automations in the production chain is already being applied, but how does that relate to the board, or how do boards adopt that new work of life? One thing that has to be clear to the board is we need to, we can't do away with the emerging technologies or that new way of life. We can't sit back and be inflexible or do not recognize the change. We need to change. One of the biggest factors, well, it's technology, but it should not be driven by the technical leads or the boards. Well, we can have technical representation, but AI is domain specific. ChatGPT was a success because of the domain experts in language, not in computing. The time, I believe, when before ChatGPT, there was Watson. I don't know if any of you knew Watson. It was an IBM AI model that was developed by programmers to assist doctors diagnose the medical diagnosis or in the medical field. But it was led by programmers, and that was the biggest, I think, factor that led to its failure. Now, looking at ChatGPT, these are specialists in, it's a, what you would term as a large language model, an application that understands context or the syntax of how words are put together and makes sense, and from experience, from what it has been fed. But here the domain experts were the arts, not the sciences. It may seem to be a very technical thing, but actually the arts were the ones, or the people in the art field were the ones who made it a success from the learnings at Watson, or the failures from Watson, and the advancement in AI. Now, when we come to the board, we should also apply the same model. We're not saying let's get the IT, or let's get an IT-specific, IT-driven board. Yes, we'll have our most of the boards have digital transformation or digital committees, or there will be some representation from the IT field. But where we're moving, we're looking at innovation. Innovation in your fields of operation. If you're in media, let's have an innovative committee or innovation committee that is looking at just innovation in the media field. If we're like NITA, we're in ICT, how can we build these technologies but bring together a board that is forward-looking in innovation? In whatever field we are, we need those committees to guide the respective authorities in the new way of work. There's also change in management. There's need to restructure, to align our structures or our operation, the way we operate as management, and this is guided by the board. So within the board, they need to adapt those new ways of work and apply them within the management structures. But there must be a look back mechanism. Now, I think Alfred mentioned something about the geek world. People are not coming to you're not employing someone for your time, you're employing them for their knowledge, for their output. So how can we adapt but also measure that change, not to let it be controlled by management, but the boards also should measure, or there should be some accountability to those changes, and all that is at the board level. So with the change, I hope I know there were 3 parts. I hope I've answered, I believe I've answered the 2. We could just ask the 3rd part of the question.
No.
No, the same question. It was a 3-part question.
Oh, yes. The 3rd was, how can the board prepare for the future?
Yes. It's in accountability. Accountability, the change, but also accountability to have that feedback loop to ensure that what is applied is fit for the environment that you are operating in. And we should not copy and paste. So we should look at our systems internally. What works here may not work in Nairobi, may not work in the UK. But let's compare, see what's being done there. But when we are building our structures here, let's build them from scratch. We should not copy and paste, because we live in a different environment and there are different factors that lead to the success of the authorities within the environment that we operate. Thank you very much.